Hello, everyone. Oh, the caption we got that countdown. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do mini campaigns, we do long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing a beautiful game called Ark Doom. It's a game about the end, about the apocalypse, really, and all of the stages, all of the omens that lead up to it, and the journey that these five beautiful heroes will take on their way towards the end. Whether they walk away victorious or the alternative, we'll find out. But before we jump into it, I do have just a few announcements to go through. We are sponsored for this stream and for all of our stream for the time being, anyways, till they, decide to not. First sponsor of the evening is Hero Forge. It is the site that we use to make all of these wonderful tokens, but mainly it's where you can go to make super customized miniature models, which you can get sent straight to your door. I believe it's still going. They have a code that you can use called, I think it's Loot Drop, and that gives you $5 off anything, any models you want to purchase, and it's just a flat $5 off. Mods are asleep, so post pigeons. I don't know what people post anymore.
Just cats.
Post cats, but we do that while the mods are awake. So, but you can use our link there. If you do, anything you buy does support us, and we heckin' love you for it. Other sponsors, go ahead and hit play, is Epidemic Sound. It is the database that would use to get all of our royalty-free sounds and sound effects. They have any mix, match, and genre of music you could ever want. I typically sort by mood, and you get just wild arrays of music. I think this was like mysterious and spiritual, I think. They're constantly adding new music. It is a beautiful collection. Highly recommend you go check it out. And once again, if you use our sponsored link, I'm going to throw into chat right now. You can get 30 days free access to the entirety of the sites. Doesn't cost you a penny. At the end of the 30 days, if you decide that you don't want it, you don't need it, you can cancel. Still doesn't cost you anything, but if you do decide to keep your subscription, then it does support us. And once again, we heck and love you for it. Other than that, we got some games coming up because December is kind of jam-packed. It's craziness. I don't know how we do this. We should all be we should be more insane, I should say, than we already are. So we have no games tomorrow or Sunday because of PAX, which looks like people are having a ton of fun, and I would love to go to someday. But Monday we have a game of Fabula Ultima. It is a TTJRPG. If you like games like Final Fantasy, Shining Force, Fire Emblem, it's taken inspirations from all of those. It's a beautiful game. On Wednesday we have a game of Mouse Ritter. It's a fantastic journey. I don't remember the name of the adventure off the top of my head, but I'll have it for the break when we come back. And we are going to be giving a free copy of the adventure because the author is fantastic. On Thursday, we have a game of Delta Green, hosted by Doc. On Friday, we have a game of D&D 5th Edition, hosted by Dido. And of course, if you do want to join us to roll some dice, you can join our Discord. Link is down below. That big old button that says Discord. It's where we post all of our casting calls or schedules, and we just generally hang out and be giant nerds. The casting call for January should be coming out fairly soon, in the next week or so. And we do have a week-long charity event that we're planning, so we're trying to get it out ASAP and get everything all planned. But that is enough out of me. I do want to go around, give everyone a chance to tell the lovely cast, for this lovely cast, to tell you who they are, who they're playing, and why their characters have agreed to embark on this journey. We'll start to my immediate left with Lonnie.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to go the other way, and I was going to be last. All right.
He never
Hi.
does
Yeah, get
that.
used to that.
You never know. I don't know. I've never been able to call it right. I keep thinking I figured it out, and then nothing. Hi, I'm Lonnie or Looney underscore Shaws on Twitter, Hive, Tumblr, all the ones that you know. Anyway, um, you can find me a few different times on Lost Caravan and sometimes over on High Shelf Collective. I am in Fabula Ultima on Monday. I'm very excited because it's been postponed like 2 times, so I just keep getting excited and then like uh, anyway, and then on oh gosh, what is my schedule? On the 8th, I am over on High Shelf Collective for a Blades in the Dark campaign for their charity event. I'm very excited. I was a last minute addition for that, so I have to learn Blades in the Dark. Um, and then I on the 12th, I'm in the Monster Care Squad, which I'm very excited about. Fantastic cast. Just I was really excited for it. I haven't done any work looking into it yet, but I'm going to. I'm excited. And then on the 18th, I am back again on High Shelf Collective for a One Ring campaign, so all Lord of the Rings fans, be ready. And then finally on the 21st, I am in a Santa Slasher, which is going to be super exciting because we all know how well it ended for me last time. um, and then as far as it comes for why my character agreed to join or embark on this journey, I think she she lost her parents in a way that kind of left her without really knowing where she was going to be going next, and I think she kind of just happened across this tribe that seemed so welcoming to all types and all people, and they all genuinely seemed to want to prepare for this doom event that we're all preparing for, and she felt like she could trust them with the end of the world. So that's why I'm here.
All right. Well, that will bring us down to JD.
Hi, I'm JD. You can find me at JD, not Jason Dean, on almost every form of social media that there is. I am usually over with Live from the Apocalypse. I'm in several of their ongoing campaigns. Class Reunion, our D&D homebrew, where I play a non-binary ranger who now has a doppelganger and may not be real. Good times for them. I also am currently playing in our Class Reunion Winter Break game, which is an offshoot of that, where I am getting to play a non-binary bard who is dealing with a whole lot of trauma. And then I'm in our Academy H Masks game, which is also in podcast form. So that is where you can find me most often. I'm also with Tales from the Table Studios for their SCP Foundation game. And recently I've been hanging out a lot with the Lost Caravan, and I love it and hope to keep doing more.
Heck yeah.
For tonight, I am playing Reese. He is at least rumored to be a child of nobility who forsook the crown that he would have been given. And his reason for being with this group is that he genuinely believes that he can stop the apocalypse. He believes that he has magic that will let him stop time so that we can prevent this horrible thing from happening. And we will see if he is correct.
Yes, we will. Very soon, in fact. But that brings us over to Mally.
Hello. My name is Mally, and it's been a while since I've conned these people into letting me onto their stream. So I'm super excited to be a part of this again, especially now that I have a room dedicated to doing things like this. So, with any luck, I'll be able to sucker them more often. Uh, I am Mally Black on most forms of social media that I've joined. Um, you can find me on Discord, shit posting pretty regularly. You can find me on Twitter, shit posting pretty regularly. There's a thing I like to do. It's shit posting. But
And
I
regularly.
also like, yeah, well, irregularly sometimes too. Um, I also like rolling dice, so today I will be playing the part of Nori Klar, who has joined with this band, due in large part to the fact that with the world moving closer and closer to doom, he feels the need to protect his headstrong and prone to conflict brother from getting himself killed, as he is of the firm opinion that that is all that conflict is good for, is for getting people killed. So he's there to try and smooth things over, because that's, when it all boils down to it, words words are much more powerful than any axe or sword or fist. If we all just took the time to speak to one another, we could get so much accomplished. Um, and I think that's about it for me.
All right. That brings us then over to Luke.
Hey, my name is Luke. You can find me in and around upstate New York most days. But other than that, I've been in a few of the Caravan games. Had a lot of fun with that. I don't think I'm on the schedule for anything this month. But besides this, but yeah, I'm playing Corlin Klar, the younger but much larger brother of Nori Klar. And ever since an event, I have been kind of watching out for my somewhat lackadaisical brother. And we're probably some of the more recent members of the tribe that we've just joined. And I hear tell that there's somebody in this tribe who feels like they can stop the oncoming doom, and they are probably going to need some help of the large cat variety. As that is what I am. I'm a large cat man.
And then last but not least, Neptune.
I have heard that 3 times this week.
Lucky you.
Hello,
Oh.
I'm Neptune.
It's because when you're already in the display, I won't move your spot or change your name. So if you're there once, you're just gonna end up being there until, you're not.
I'm always last but not least. So, yes, hello, I'm Neptune. You can find me around over Twitter at Neptune_MYS. You will find me very few other places. And this is my 3rd time on the caravan this week. Very excited. The next time you'll see me around here is going to be at the very end of the year. So stay tuned for the 30th for some interesting discovery of an underground city. But other than that, you might see me around other places. Who knows? I'm very excited to be here playing Lens, who is a man that believes that the world is not supposed to end, and so it won't. And it is as simple as that for him.
Beautiful. And of course,
Oh, well then, excellent.
Of course, I'm Andrew, your games
What are we
master for the
doing?
evening, and for most evenings around here. Although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM seat in the coming weeks, we got a bunch of great people that want to tell a bunch of great stories, and I'm here to support it. Suppose we should get into a little bit of scene setting before we dive on into the deep end. Second. You know, you would think I would pin everything I'd need prior to a stream. We just do it live. Pause that music. As you all know, the end is coming. The stars have already begun the very first foretold omen. They've begun to fall out of the sky. The elders told us all that should that come to pass, the end of the world would follow. There would be signs, there would be omens, and only those brave enough, strong enough, or willful enough would be able to put them back. You five, your various backgrounds, stand in defiance, refusing to accept that the end has simply come and there's nothing that you can do about it. What binds you all, what keeps your faith in this world strong, and what story we will tell, and what story will we tell, knowing that this might be our last. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. If you could put those stars back into the sky, maybe you could actually stop what's coming. We start our story surrounding a massive bonfire, these sparks shooting up into the night sky like fireflies. The music is soft, low, and rhythmic. The elder stands at the base of the massive bonfire, watching the flames dance. Far closer than anyone should be able to stand without getting burned, but they don't care. After what feels like an eternity, they finally step back, turn, and look at the five of you. One by one, they reach into a small, carved out gourd, dipping their hand, substance within, mixture of ash, dyes, of liquids that you're not sure of, maybe don't want to know what they are, and would just adorn your armor, your weapons, your forehead, whatever they could reach, whatever you would allow them to bless you with, knowing that this is goodbye. They fully expect to be this the last time that they ever see you, for better or worse. As soon as all of you have been anointed, they'd step back out in front of this massive bonfire, hold out their hands, and wait for the murmuring of the crowd to come to a stop. Words cannot thank you enough for what you are doing. Should you succeed, know that myself, this tribe, and everyone in this world owes you a debt that can never be repaid. I have seen the omens to come, the signs that must be repaired before the stars can be placed back in the sky. But first, you will face the ghosts of your kin. The second, you will face the sins of our fathers. And the last, you will face the leap we all must take. Now, please, say your goodbyes. Drink your drink, eat your fill, dance, enjoy the night. For the morning's first light, you'll be gone. Pick up an old, gnarled staff from the ground, letting their long ceremonial robes kind of drag behind them. For an individual that looks maybe early 50, very graying hair, wrinkled skin. They look older tonight than you've ever seen them. So, one by one, I'll go down the line and ask how you spend your very last evening with the friends, family, these tribe mates. Going in reverse order, starting with Lens.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not our last night, as you will come to learn quite soon. But I know. So I don't spend the time that much differently than I usually would. I stand on the outskirts of conversations and I listen and I watch and I smile and I take in about half of the things happening around me, and I don't really act as if there's anything abnormal happening, although me being around is in and of itself sometimes abnormal, perhaps. So it's not really going to be anything special, though, after tonight. I will make sure of it. So that is how I act.
But you, when you close your eyes, when you hear the phrase, the end is coming, what would play through your mind?
If the end is coming, then so am I. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, Corlin. In fact, I could probably say Corlin and Corey. For the two of you being more newcomers to this tribe, being catfolk. Not exactly a rarity around these parts, but you are certainly more interesting to folks than others. What would the two of you be doing? Very last evening.
Well, Corlin would probably be tending to the fire, making sure that it had all the wood and such that it needed. This is supposed to be a big celebration and everything, but fires are also to keep one warm and predators away. So best way to do what can be done for the tribe and for his brother is to tend to the fire. And I'm sure there might be people who want his attention for something, but he just nods a quick thank you and goes back to work. The thoughts of the ghosts of our kin and the sins of our fathers weighing heavily on him.
No drinking, no dancing, just duty.
Not tonight.
Nori?
It's difficult to see Nori at first until the camera sort of pans down. We see this long, lanky calico curled up somewhat on his back. One knee pointed at the stars, balancing the other foot that is currently crossed against it, and mismatched eyes tracking the movement of a small piece of fruit that he's been tossing and catching, and tossing and catching. Absolutely intent on this seemingly mindless activity, moving only for like when a stray bit of breeze like shifts the aim of the apple, but with those large ears on either side twitching every time said stray breeze kicks in, it seems almost as if he's reacting before the apple begins to divert from its original course. So again, tossing, catching, tossing, catching.
More sitting back, more letting the others take part, just being an observer.
Yeah, he's very much like vibing with the warmth of the fire, the coolness of the breeze, the handful of stars that have not fallen from the sky, and just communing almost.
Oh,
Corlin has probably also made sure that Nori has been given something to eat, and that every now and then will like remind him, like, "Hey, you've got your food's getting cold." Like,
Oh yeah, I'll get thank you, brother. I'll get right on that. Toss, catch, toss, catch.
all right. Well, is it pronounced Reese?
Yeah.
What is Reese doing?
I think, at least out of
Reese
the
is muted.
3
What?
of our 5,
You're good?
I
Alright,
can
I
hear you
wasn't
now.
sure.
Okay.
Sweet. So yes, I think in a bit of a different way than the other 3 we've heard from so far, Reese has probably been the most social among the rest of the tribe. They have been moving just kind of through, and their aim has been to talk to everyone, at least briefly, as the night progresses. Whether that is sharing a dance with them, whether that is having a quiet moment with them, whether that is having a drink with them, and for each one, offering assurances that the end will not come. In contrast to Lens, he is acknowledging that things are not looking good, but he is very confident that him and his 4 companions will be able to stop this. He has faith in this. This is why he is here. And he wants everyone to feel that warmth, that hope before he leaves. So that is how they spend their night.
Any drinking involved?
A little bit, but nothing excessive.
They definitely pulled out the reserves. Like they went to the deep pits where they keep the most aged mead and wine and pulled them out for the event. It's the good stuff. Well,
And you can't say no to a good mead, so yes.
yeah. Honeyed mead. But Adelaide, how are you spending your last evening here?
So Addie probably she has a deck of cards on her. So she's probably finding people that she's familiar with, kind of like made friends with along within the tribe. And is probably asking them for a game of cards. She'll like whoever wants to join in can. But she's like she has her some people that she kind of is personally making sure that she sees before she heads off. But every once in a while you do kind of notice that like if somebody's in between around or something like that, sometimes she will be looking up at the sky, and usually that's when she will take a little bit of a longer sip of mead. Just being wary that they have a big journey ahead of them. Hopefully everything works out, hoping that the people in front of her will be able to play cards with her again when they get back, and that there won't be anything that goes wrong, but just being aware of the night. And you can tell that she'll kind of, again, she'll be drinking a little bit more, so just to calm the nerves whenever she's looking at the sky.
You'd, of course, I'm sure at some evening find Reese for a gambling partner or a dancing partner or even just a drinking partner, or maybe just to sit in silence and stare at the sky partner. Well,
Reese will probably actually be pretty good at trying to, like, me sitting there being anxious will probably be the moment where Reese just comes up and is like, hey, listen, it's okay. I've got this.
Definitely.
so throughout the night, not that I don't know that any of you would particularly be paying attention to this or notice it with everything going on, but the markings, the blessings that was drawn onto you, the paint smeared across your armor, your cloak, your forehead, whatever it may have been. From the morning's lights, they're different. They've been changed. Lens, you have the Blessing of Resolve. This is a blessing that you can call on once, and it's gone forever. It's up to you to determine when, where, or how that blessing comes into play. Corlin, you have the Blessing of Duty. Nori, the Blessing of the Shadow. Reese, the Blessing of the Heart. Adelaide, the Blessing of the Gambler. However, you see that blessing take effect, whatever that sigil would mean to you, however it would manifest. It's comforting, if a little scary, knowing that it's only there because of what you're about to face. Nonetheless, morning light comes, the village gathers, the elder stands, watching you all put together your packs, your gear, your weapons, armor, your books, all of your earthly possessions that you would like to bring with you. Is there anything else you'd all like to do? All right.
Yeah, I think Corlin would just kind of be going over like a checklist to make sure that Nori has everything he meant to bring with him. Like, did you pack this? Did you pack that? Did you And Corlin doesn't have a whole lot. He's got like a kind of a seashell horn necklace, some armor, and a pitchfork that like a fork that he mainly uses for like fishing. That's pretty much all he's got on him.
And Nori, similarly, his he doesn't have a ton that he has to pack. It all fits into a satchel that he wears at his waist. Some food, whatever would could be salvaged from last night and potentially keep for some time. A local map that he's made during his wanderings.
Sure.
A blanket and a similar seashell horn necklace.
That was not planned.
Beautiful. Well, 5 of you stand there, being cheered, being hugged, being just elated. The tribe literally staring at their one and only hope. That same music just drifting through the camp. To you, step out the gates. The looming buildings disappearing behind you, step after step. Sound of cheering dying off. Though that music does hang around for a while longer. It sticks with you for a good mile and a half, before it also fades. And for anyone that hasn't played Arc Doom, the rolling system is very simple. You set a target number between your approach, which is how good you are at handling a situation in different ways, and your skills, which is, as they are in most games, how good you are at doing specific tasks. Now, I would ask that we do our first check as a group, meaning that everyone is going to roll, and we need at least half successes. So, we'll, everyone can choose what approach you would like to take and the skill associated with it.
Are we just choosing on our own?
Yeah, typically you will, unless I feel like there's one that is very specifically appropriate.
And what is the thing that we are trying to accomplish?
You are traveling. This is your first leg of your journey.
Okay.
I'm going to very carefully be going through this and with as much resolve and focus as I have.
Beautiful.
I succeed.
There's one success.
I am going to be making heavy use of the map, which, like I said, I was the one who created. So I'm going to creatively survive.
Oh,
I think.
I should mention, I actually, just for to be with the rules, I rolled exactly what my approach and skill would be, which means that's a tie. So that would be success with consequence or failure with opportunity.
Up to you.
I will choose failure with opportunity. So yeah, I believe, I don't know where the opportunity is right now.
So,
What's that?
you said failure with opportunity?
Or no, Yes, failure with opportunity. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
So you can gain new knowledge, gain trust or respect, or you could reduce the risk for others, reduce the risk of the situation in general.
I would like to reduce the risk for the other people.
Being a scout at times, being ahead of the others, occasionally means that you are going to step through, bits of woods that haven't really seen visitors in a while. The wild animals inside don't exactly take kindly to you, but being the brunt of the danger, being the head of the spear, while your journey might be a little more harrowing than the others, you are making it safer for you. That is not a success. What you got, Nori?
That is a 3, which is under the target number of 4. So I
Okay.
believe that's just a straight
That is a success. That is one success.
I will also use focus as my skill, but I will try to be creative with it. Just, kind of like trying to find exciting, interesting paths to just keep things moving, but in like cool, it's like there's this little creek over here if we just take a little detour or something like that.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 3, which is comfortably underneath my threshold.
Beautiful. 2 and 1. You need one more success.
So I think Reese is going to go with focus as well, but more on the careful side.
Careful, folk.
And so
The same as me.
that cautious, taking more of that cautious path as they're navigating the terrain.
If the end is coming, you don't want to die before you reach the end.
And this is the first time I can say this in a long time. I rolled a 1, and this is great. So that is
Nice.
a success.
So you roll again, and if you get another 1, then that is a critical success.
I did not. I got a
Okay.
5.
So definitely a success.
Sweet.
Orlin, your companions have been a backbone in this journey so far, but you're still welcome to contribute.
I'll try. I'm gonna use my natural athleticism. Try to get a good height advantage on the road ahead. So using a lot of like using a concerted effort and my strength, my physique to surmount obstacles, to even get the high ground and scout ahead, but just following kind of Lens's example a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
That is 2, which is under the 4.
Nice.
The first leg of the journey, thanks to your companion Lens, who is typically out front, getting banged up, getting chased by animals, taking a vast majority of the hazards that you've encountered so far. As you finally make your way out of the woodland, out of the territory that belongs to your tribe, out of the place that most members of your tribe furthest that they've ever traveled. And you stare at a long, mountainous expanse. We have reached the first half an hour, and Arc Doom is a timed game. Every half an hour, the Doom track does go up by 1. For every unresolved omen, I roll a d6. On a 5, 6, it goes up by 1 more. 6.
Oof.
That's a 5
Oof.
and a 4. The Doom tracker is up to 3. There's 12 segments in it, just so everyone knows.
All right, already at 25%.
At this moment, I would ask who is in the lead. You've so far been traveling off of instinct, off of caution, which isn't always the quickest of journeys when you're careful of every step and to fall behind. So with that in mind, who is your leader? At least for the moment.
For considering Adelaide is like kind of trying to be creative with like how she steps, she might like find a little path along the way that like gets her ahead of people, and like I don't know, unless anyone else thinks that they would be, but I feel like I'm not being careful. I'm kind of
I was feeling the same kind of vibe, so
Beautiful.
perfect.
Well then, Adelaide,
Oh boy.
as you hear the others, just kind of talking amongst themselves, taking the immediate path, the very safe and visible path. You notice that there's a small, barely visible little carved out, maybe a goat path, maybe a wild animal path that just runs up this little jagged hill. Doesn't seem like it goes too far out of the way, so should something go terribly wrong, you'd be close enough to either call for help or respond to help the others need. Still, you step after step climb this hill, jagged rocks jutting out. You wear gloves.
Is that something I have to have as an
No.
equipped thing, or is that okay? I feel like Adelaide does work with her hands sometimes, like kind of with inventions and stuff. So she would probably have gloves for traveling, so she doesn't get, kind of beat up with thorns if we're walking.
A good thing. The rocks are very sharp. You can even feel them kind of biting into the leather gloves as you're climbing. You eventually reach the top. It gives you a beautiful look into a small valley. Green beyond anything that you've seen so far in these mountains. Small river and lake pooling near the center. Wildlife scattered around this. It is remote, it is untouched, pristine. I would like to know what role you would make to perceive, spot the hidden, take in your.
Uh, well, I do have observe. And in this moment, I feel like this is again a creative, like, just like inspiring kind of vision that I feel like maybe creativity would go well for. But that's only gonna give me a 3, so that's still a little iffy. Ooh, that was, yeah, I got a 5. There's probably some like grand, like some beautiful family of bears walking by, and I just completely miss it.
This entire landscape.
Wait.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make you re-roll. This feels important. Because I have
We
a
might
minor
need to
bond.
save it
I have
for
minor
later, though.
bonds
This
with
is
you. I have minor bonds with you. Listen, Doom's coming. I can use them. I want to know what's happening. Um,
Sure.
um, I yeah, I want to sacrifice a minor bond to let you reroll.
Oh, jeez, that's
Narratively,
okay.
how are you? How are you approaching it?
Literally, like he's like a ghost up behind her. I joked about a chat, but like I imagine he's kind of right near her and maybe tries to steer her head in a slightly different direction away from the bears.
Just that. No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Look down there.
Hmm.
Don't get distracted by
I'm
the
gonna be
birds.
really embarrassed. I'm gonna be really embarrassed if I still miss it though.
It's okay if you do. It just, you know, we might
Oh,
as well try.
I got a 6. My rolls are not gonna be friends with me today. Is there
It's
a chance if Lens is behind me, is there a chance that maybe Lens would see it?
Or
So we don't just
yeah,
completely miss it?
I
oh, I can promise you that it's so close that it could practically hit you in the face. As you're staring out at this landscape, that sudden realization that Lens, your companion, is there behind you, that kind of that startle, realizing you're not alone, and suddenly feeling this sharp ground under your feet start to crack and chip away, and then there's nothing under your feet.
Yeah, this would've been
um
really important to catch.
can we try and not fall?
I
I
am happy to give the both of you a roll.
Mhm.
Yes, please. I would like to not fall.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Um, I would like to. I have a good understanding of how I move, and um, actually, could I even? Ooh. So I will say focus has both enduring intense mental duress, pushing the body past its limits, committing to the present objective. I'm focused in on this,
Sure.
and um I'm very careful and I cover it. And the moment that I see that happen, all of my attention goes to survival. So that's what I would do. And let me just there is assisting. Um
You
but
would
I think would we both be individually rolling?
you would need someone not currently plummeting to.
Okay, I see how
I
it
can.
is.
I mean, I can assist with that. Perhaps I'm not plummeting to my
We don't have any major bonds.
Okay, is that what that would require?
And also, in fairness, the three
Yes,
of
I
you
was.
are a good, 50, 60 feet away down another, more safe path.
Ah,
Let's
well, that's good. I'll catch
Well,
you.
how are you gonna try and survive, Adelaide?
Well, I also have focus, and that's at 3, and I one of the things that I have are not artisan tools.
Ooh.
I was wondering, is there any way I could use that in the situation? Like, would like
Oh,
I feel like I would probably have like the tool belt kind of thing, so maybe I can like quickly try to grab something and use it to settle
yeah.
in, so I can get a better
Nice,
hold.
like, rock pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then there's only one number that I can roll that'll be an issue, and I did not get it. I got a 4, so I'm good.
I'm scared.
Got
I
this.
did get it.
Can I catch?
Adelaide, you jam that pick in, and it's enough to slow you down. You can feel those sharp rocks just scraping against you, but you manage to come to a halt, look back and forth, and no sign of Lens. You look down the good 30-ish foot drop and see mixed in with the broken, jagged rocks is Lens, just plummeting.
Um, okay, that's fine. Um, artisan tools also theoretically include a rope that I could like try to throw
Does.
down.
By the time you would get out a rope, loop it, and throw it down, gravity is probably going to win that race.
It's already winning this race.
I have a bond with Lens, if I recall.
Do you?
Lens is Neptune, right?
My name is Neptune, my character is Lens.
And I do
Okay.
also have a major
Um,
bond, but I'm not sure I can make it to. I'm not sure I
Oh.
can make it to him.
Just
But
to
if
be
that
clear,
could be an option,
I also
Yeah.
have a major bond with Lens. And I'm in the scene. So can I use that for anything?
That's
Yeah.
for assistant.
So if you can sacrifice a what is it called?
You sacrifice a minor bond for a reroll, and then if you have a major bond with someone, you can use that to assist them. You don't sacrifice the major bond, but
Okay.
if you can allow rerolls by removing a minor bond.
I believe you can
Um,
even break up a major bond, sacrificing a minor bond from it.
Could
I
you
bet
like
you-
take
Yeah.
3 away from Lens and then still have 3 with Lens and
Well, you would be
Well,
you would be
you're-
sacrificing 1 point of minor
Just
bond.
one single bond.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a major would you would start with 6, so you would
Right.
have to
Yeah.
you would have to sacrifice quite a bit to.
But yeah, we are on a time limit, so I'll try to explain it
Um,
quickly.
You're. I mean, I'm
I-
just watching the timer.
I have this ability of flow motion where I just move just like preternaturally fast. And is there any chance that what with my like just kind of insight and bond with Lens, and I would be able to use that to I don't know, catch him, keep him from going splat.
Let's call it a. Because this would be not only hearing the rock slide, but also realizing that your companions aren't with you, putting together that they may have caused it, and then sprinting your way down this path, hoping to reach the end of it before Lens does.
Okay. So that sounds like an observe, an insight, and then some kind of roll for the sprint.
I would say probably concerted.
Oof. Okay.
And this is going to be with a +2 to the target number.
All right.
Sorry, -2 to the target number.
Oh, fantastic. Would that flow motion assist me in any way?
It's the only way that you could even possibly get there in time. You were
Make
literally,
the attempt. Okay.
Yeah. You were the Flash in this moment.
Okay. Well, here comes the observe to see if I hear it.
What's your target number?
That would be a. Is the -2 to all of this or just to the sprint?
I'm including all of it into one roll.
One roll. Okay. Then that. Let's see. What happens if yeah, I have a 0 in concerted, and I'd be using probably a observer insight, which is a 2. So
You can't
target
succeed.
number would. Yeah.
You could roll 1, and then a 1.
But that would be a 0 still.
It
It
would.
wouldn't succeed at a 1.
Typically, yes, but still rolling double ones does regardless count as a
Okay,
success.
so I'm aiming for a crit.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's aim for that crit. Alright, there's a 1. Come on. Got a 1 in 6 chance of making this happen. That is not it. You got a 1 and then a 2.
I'm just going to, to dance. Whatever happens to me.
You hear that.
Is it possible?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it possible for me to use the assist to let Lens re-roll?
Well, that
Or is
would be
that-
sacrificing a minor bond, but we've already had another check happen, so
I mean, it's
Okay.
if you'd like to sacrifice it, I'm. Regardless, the crumbling has happened. Nori has taken off. If you'd like to sacrifice it, yeah, I'm happy to let the reroll.
I mean, Lens already sacrificed one for me. Oh.
Lens,
okay. I used Careful Resolve. That's a 4 for me, and I just rolled a 3. So
you all hear that shattering of rock, just exploding as it hits the bottom of this small valley carved out in this mountainside. Nori, fearing for the worst, just take off down this winding path, barely touching the ground as you just full-on sprint, reaching the bottom well ahead of your two companions, whip around, staring at this green expanse, and seeing where all of these sheets of rock came down this very steep cliff, hit and just exploded into shards.
I like to imagine that it did look like I was falling for about 30 feet, and then I just start floating down with as much concentration as I can possibly have.
You also
and
have a rope that was kind of thrown more at you than to you.
Yeah.
I was kind of like dangling from a cliffside when I threw it down. It's hard to aim. I'm
The
sorry.
inventory has a 10-foot rope as the maximum, so
It's actually a 10 height rope.
yeah, and height,
so,
whatever.
like-
But yeah, so I
Yeah.
fall to. Sorry, I just keeping track of the time.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, I get to the bottom. And then Lens just steps out and sighs deeply, and waits for the rest of them to arrive, trying to keep it cool.
Nori just staring at Lens, who has finally reached the ground, and then up at Adelaide, who's just kind of dangling there from a rock pick.
You had
Everything's
me
under
worried
control.
there, little one.
Okay. Well. I think we have a world to save. Can you get yourself out, Adelaide?
Probably. I mean, I didn't fall too far, so I could probably almost climb
Yeah.
up with the pickaxe and like rock climb, kind of improvised.
Sounds good.
And then I'll make my way down the safe way instead of down the cliff.
Sure,
So,
you'd.
should I roll for that? Okay.
Reese and Corlin, the two of you just see Nori just disappear in a flash, just sprinting down this mountain.
Just kind of like watch it, looks after him and just drops his head and just tries to keep his eye on him, but doesn't want to leave.
And I think Reese isn't
by himself.
Well, and I was going to say Reese starts moving pretty quickly after, because as soon as Reese hears the crashing, he is picking up the pace so that he can check on Lens and make sure that Lens is okay. And so when he does reach you, Lens, he definitely is just looking you up and down, just making sure you're in one piece,
I'm in one piece.
and then just you're okay.
Yeah. But the world might not be.
Yes, I recall that. I'm worried about you in this moment because we need you in the world.
Should we go this way? Greener pastures and all.
Let's just stay away from rocks for a bit, maybe.
I think they're pretty plentiful, but we can try.
Well, being now finally in this little valley, some more voluntarily than others, your path does lead you through the greenery, past creatures that seem to have no fear of you. Very much deer-like creatures that just simply graze, barely give you even a second glance. Little vulpine-like creatures that even run alongside you, just bounding up and down, back and forth, occasionally rolling even in front of your feet as you're walking. Kind of a playful man. Large birds that swoop down, kind of not in an aggressive manner, but just kind of bumping you with their beaks and their wings as you walk by, just to test and see what you are. It's not till you reach this small lake, the basin of this valley, that you will feel that sense of dread, that sense of doom hit you more strongly than it ever has. Color changing lights.
Awesome.
There,
Corlin takes a step in front of Nori.
there, seated, the edge of that river, singular figure, on his knees, still fully covered head to toe in this thick, ancient armor, emblazoned with symbols that haven't existed for many generations. A long sword there by his side, just kind of stares off into the water. What do you like to do?
I want to see if there's anything about the symbology that I'm seeing, what it is that might be useful in understanding or dealing with what I'm looking at.
Absolutely. What would you like to do?
I'm going to be carefully and closely observing this person. But I don't observe that great. That's a 6, so I sure do look at them.
It's
What else would you guys like to do?
start getting close enough to try to make out some of these symbols. Just feeling and hearing that snap of branches under your steps. Without even turning to look at you, one massive armored gauntlet just gently moves over to the hilt of the sword. They're still kneeling. They definitely know you're there.
And this figure is kneeling at the edge of like a lake.
a
Looking into the lake,
crystal clear lake
and he's looking
into
into
it.
the lake. Okay. Um, Corlin is going to walk up to the edge of the lake and look into the lake. This guy appears, for all the world, to be waiting for something to come out of it. So
Get up
he's not.
near this individual. Now, they do fully start to stand, being a good little over 7 feet tall. That
Oh, about my
burly,
height.
that metal-plated armor with thick padding underneath. It's hard to make out too many features, but they do heft that blade with a added weight, like it was almost too heavy for them to hold. Staring off into the water, it's like you're staring at a memory of a figure that got left behind willingly, that stood here in this valley as horses, as people on foot, as wagons all sped off, being chased down by some darkness, that this figure alone stopped, faced, and bought their kin time.
Yeah, Corvus will just stand with him. Or Corlin will just stand with him. He's not making any hostile moves towards him or anything.
Anyone else?
But this guy looks like a protector, and I understand that job.
Anyone else?
Using insight and careful, which isn't gonna get me too far, but I'm gonna see if I can try to almost just explain to him like why we're here, stay calm after having seen him kind of reach for the hilt of his sword a little bit, and also just kind of ask what he's doing here, if he needs help. And again, this is a 2, so ooh, I am awkward as heck. So hey, you good, buddy? How you doing? What's gonna come out of the water there? What's so interesting?
To grip on that sword would tighten. You physically hear the leather just being squeezed. Finally does turn to look at all of you. Bright blue eyes, barely visible under the metal visor lowered in front of his face. Almost beam out, almost a supernatural with the glowing eyes. Lens, you would recognize that this figure is not alive. They're a remnant. They're a memory given a body.
Do you need to go in that river?
Looks back down a little, and that vision of the darkness chasing friends, his family, his tribe starts to bubble and boil. The lake physically growing hotter, steaming. The entire expanse of it is now this roiling frenzy of water. Still gripping that sword, starts to take a step back away from the water, and
So now,
things start reaching up out of it. We did hit the 30-minute mark. There's still 3 omens left.
are you taking me to the River Stick the second time this week?
Thankfully, that is a 2,
Seriously.
a 3, and a 3. So only 1 in the Doom track is filled. But we are jumping into combat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Can I explain it?
Sure.
Okay. So there's no initiative rolls. There's a set initiative order based on what you want to do. So we'll go around and give the basic idea of what we want to do, and then we'll play it out with characters that are standing the ground and defending, taking non-harmful actions, attacking others, using spells or techniques, and then those who are moving far.
Beautiful. So, at the first line in initiative, are any of you standing your ground?
And I choose between standing my ground or taking an offensive action.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, if things are coming out of the water, I'm probably going to hit them.
Any non-harmful actions?
Yeah. Let's see. Non-harmful actions. Well, I think yes for me. Well, this is an undead creature. I intuitively know that. I think I'm actually probably the closest to it, or I'm right there with it.
You and Corlin are probably right there.
Yeah, I actually want to stand. No, do I? Do I? Do I? I think I want to stand my ground. As long as I am relatively close to Reese. Yeah, so I don't think I wandered too far from them. So
Standing your ground, which means that you're giving everyone else, if anything tries to attack them, they will have -1 to their target number.
my cloak is just so big.
You are just valiantly placing yourself in harm's way, giving the others
I'm
some
like,
chance
mirror
to
image.
flank.
Yeah, so I'm standing my ground.
All right.
Does that stack?
If you, yeah,
It does.
So, like, if multiple people stand their ground, then you can impose more penalties and.
Mhm.
there's nothing in the rules against that. Yeah.
Okay,
Are you also standing your ground?
Okay.
I think so. Yes.
Alrighty then. Anyone doing any non-harmful actions?
I'd probably do a non-harmful one at this point,
Sure.
at least. Should I decide that right now?
Yeah.
With either create an advantage or I'll see if I can assist someone, maybe by seeing if I can be a little bit of a distraction, so somebody who's closer, if they want to take a harmful action, then they're not looking directly at that person.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, just continuing my awkward banter, because, you know, I'm good at this.
There you are. So, most of the time you'll need to make a skill check to create an advantage, for example, distracting the enemy with guile, grappling them with physique, or spotting and shouting the best ways of hitting enemies through tactics. Then what would you like to use?
And the amount of ranks you have is what you'll affect. So if you have 2 guile and you use guile, then you'll change something by +or -2.
So you said that one of the things I could do is by talking.
Yeah, distracting enemies.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use focus kind of as like, because one of the things under focus is enduring intense mental duress, and I feel like this is kind of a shocking situation. So like using focus and then still careful though, because I think I'm still a little taken aback. So that'll give me a 4. And that's a 3. So just that successfully assist someone.
And you have a 3 in focus, right?
Yes.
Hey.
I maxed it out. I figured it would be a good thing to have. So
I would say so. All right. The first of the waves of enemies are also going to do a non-harmful action. They're going to simply just burst out in waves, barely visible creatures of pure shadow, rushing through the trees, out of the water, towards you, in front of you, and then suddenly darting towards someone else. They're simply trying to push and pull you away from each other, getting you out of the maneuvers and the positioning you want to be in. Or pull up my own custom sheet. There we go. We're also going to go with Guile. This is going to be concerted Guile. A 1. No, not another one. But with all of you being at moments barely able to see each other, that they are helping their allies, they're helping themselves, preparing for an assault on the lot of you. Any harmful action?
Not harmful, but spell. Well, technique.
The spells
That'll be
are
next.
after.
Okay.
So, Corlin, are
Uh,
you harmful action?
Yeah. Things are coming flying up out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So quickest reaction is to just grab grab my fishing fork and do some fly fishing here.
Okay.
So this is a concerted effort, I'd say, with weapons.
Yes, for blood. And do you have anything with your damage or?
Does the weapon doesn't do any bonus damage?
A
No,
pitchfork?
the pitchfork is no damage, no extra damage.
Okay.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, which is the total of weaponry and concerted.
Okay.
So what does
So
that mean?
you can spend blood or guts to turn that into a success. Otherwise,
Okay.
you either succeed with consequence or you fail with opportunity.
What the heck? I'll try this whole spending a blood point thing.
Okay.
The 3 blood?
3 blood or guts.
Oh, it's 3?
3.
Okay. So it's not one of my.
Nope.
Okay,
You have to take 3
Uh,
blood or guts.
gotcha. Okay, that's a little bit more damage than I would want to take. But I guess succeed with consequences.
You take 3.
Ah, boo. Yeah, I'll do the success, but with
Okay.
a consequence, I guess.
So, I will say that for this, you start stabbing. You just start trying to fend these creatures off, and every time you go to swing, they simply just dart under, over, or past your blade, or just stop, and then just explode into shadow, reappearing behind you with this sickly laughter. It's hard to pin them down to get good hit, but you double down anyways. And I will say that this does count as a hit. This is a success. You will start cleaving into them, but so focused and so aggressive, feeling that anger bubbling up, that you will be, for the next round at least, removed from the.
That's
Okay.
a whole lot of damage you
Alright.
dealt, though.
That is a lot. That you said that was a TN
Is
of
it?
5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know what any of that means, but
So it does 5
That's-
damage.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Ah.
That's good.
That's a
And-
lot.
Yep.
Okay.
Well.
Oh, would that have been modified by the advantage Adelaide created? It should have been, right?
Yeah, I kind of just let it out for anybody who's doing a harmful action.
It
Yep.
affects the TN for everyone, so you
Yep,
actually
absolutely should have.
That would have been a TN of 8.
So never mind. You're fine.
Oh,
Oh.
You would have
holy
actually done
cow.
8 damage.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
So no need for consequences. That is just a success. We're still getting used
Hit
to this
fork, I
game.
guess. I have no
My
idea
brain
what's
keeps
going on.
remembering the rules 1 second late. But yeah,
what do you
Oh,
oh my
hey.
god.
you,
I'm glad I
you
remembered.
haven't mastered this game already?
I barely understand this game, so
Well,
I've got a lot in this head here. At least the rules are in there somewhere.
the knight is also going to take a harmful action. Is going to just start screaming this war cry. Is letting out just this aura around him of causing these things to just freeze in place. What?
I missed 2. Because 2 of us stood our ground.
He is
If you're
technically
hurting one.
he's technically an ally.
Oh,
Unless
he's trying to help us?
I mean, unless you
I-
consider him an
I-
enemy.
That sounded like he was. I don't know.
I-
It sounded like he was
Nah, man.
trying to hurt us, but if he's not,
yeah. Game recognized game. He's a protector, so am I. I get it.
That is a success. This is going to target their guts as he just starts eliminating waves of them in these almost mournful screams, battle cries. And now they're going to do a harmful
Stay.
action onto all of you. This one is at -2.
-2.
It's not his fault he's undead. I'm not going to hold that against him.
Mhm.
I won't either. I knew that's like recognizes like.
This would be a
My
TN
best friends are undead.
5, but it is dropped
Some
to
of me are undead.
TN 3 because of 2 standard grounds. That is a 2. Which means that all of you would take 3 damage to your guts as these shadows continue to pour out, now slamming into you, causing screams to echo in your minds.
Everybody note though that you will take the amount of guts of 3 minus your guts defense if you have it. So for example, I have a guts defense of 2, so I'm
There's
only
about-
taking 1 guts damage.
I was about
also-
to ask because one of the things I chose was confidence and self-growth. So
I took studded leather and stoicism. Now, also, didn't we roll like 2d6 at the beginning of the day to see how much like guts and blood we
That's
had?
how that was your hero creation, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't just have the 3 blood and 4 guts or whatever it is I have. I also rolled at the beginning of the day, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you-
So I have.
So yeah.
So I have 8 guts left.
All right.
thanks.
started to the
So
So is it our little guy, little time boy next?
Yeah, I think that just leaves one to do spells.
You
See,
can
I'm
do
now
it.
conflicted. Because the original thing I was going to do, I'm not sure if it's going to be as helpful. But I suppose I could still try.
I believe in you.
Sin- because I think Reese's thoughts were Undead Knight kind of is activating these creatures, so deal with the Undead Knight. But now the Undead Knight seems to be our ally. I don't know if that's changed Reese's plan. I would like to use Memory Seed.
Ooh.
And I would like to plant a false memory in the Undead Knight of him being reunited with his companions.
Ooh. I'm gonna ask you to make a check there.
Okay.
It is a spell though, so it just happens.
Right.
It does require a sacrifice.
Does-
I have to sacrifice one of my own memories in order for this to
regular
happen.
version?
I believe so.
Mm. Okay. Through
are
your
you talking about the
charm,
ritual?
through your charm. No,
Yes, the ritual.
ritual is only if you need to regain it later.
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I probably will, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
And if there's a check that needs to happen, totally fine. But you automatically plant the seed of a falsy of every memory. So
Thank you for catching that, Neptune.
You'd focus on this thing's memory, that same memory that played out in the water, and would feel yourself being pulled into that moment, seeing this individual get hit repeatedly, these creatures managing to pierce through the armor as they are cut down, just swaths of them with this massive blade. What would you like to do?
I would like for him to be successful in his battle and to have removed the threat of these creatures, which allowed him to be reunited with his family and his kin. Maybe even some of whom were able to come back to help in the fight because he had cleared the path.
The memory would slow. The tide of these creatures, probably became overwhelming. The knight did not survive this journey. But even as he's being overrun, as these creatures are pouring past him, that tide of shadow just slows and shifts. Eventually becomes more and more clear. So it's just a gentle flow of water, flowing over and past this knight, who now sits, armor punctured in multiple places, breathing very rough, occasionally coughing up bits of crimson, finally reaching up to take off the helmet, the almost troll-like physique, large, muscular, built for war, built to protect, and now experiences peace. Members of his family strolling up through the memory back to him, and even one you would recognize. Young girl, maybe 6 or 7, fiery red hair. She just looks at you, just knowing. Individual you know that would someday grow up to become the elder of your tribe. For all of you, those shadows would stop pouring out of this lake and would kind of recede like a tide back into the water. That figure just stabs the sword into the ground. Sits down, cross-legged, hunches over ever so slightly. For what should have happened probably years and years, not generations, just years ago, the armor finally starts to rust. The figure inside desiccates, so there's nothing left but bone. There they'll sit.
I would like to I'm looking at like the armor and now what we've seen of him. And I would like to I'm thinking about what we need to resolve or address, and I would like to I think I would actually like gesture to Reese. And I want to bury him or put him in some fashion in the most respectful way I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
The Corlin's kind of working on that as well. Like Corlin's plan was to kind of like lay him down and put what's left of his sword like in his hands.
I want to make a roll with culture to see what would be the best way with his body and the
Ooh.
symbols to do it for him.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
would Reese like to assist me maybe?
Reese
good
would like to
call,
assist
yeah.
you. Yes.
You gain a bonus
That's
equal
awesome.
to the major bonds that Reese has towards you. And you can even add a +1 to the TN, because this is what it might not be your original people, but these are the people that you have lived with for a while.
And I also think, undead. All right, so that's gonna be 3 plus 2. So got a 5 TN for this.
I will sacrifice a minor bond to let you reroll.
Thanks, man. This is what we're. I just grab your wrist like, oh boy. And that's a 1.
Roll again.
Stars, if you're out there. No, but they were there. It's the power of friendship got me to succeed at least once.
Say a few words in a language that isn't necessarily your native tongue, but still remember it from the old stories that the tribe has spread around over the years. Lay this night finally to a long and much deserved. Your first omen dealt with. You could all
Ghosts
take
of our
a.
kin.
Go ahead.
Nope, that's all he says. He just says ghosts of our kin.
You could take a rest here. In the evening, getting some food, getting some fresh water. Do you have any rituals you'd like to take care of? Chance? You would notice while doing so that the greenery It's a little less green than it was before. The animals seem a little more skittish of you than they had. The water's not quite so clear. The guardian of this particular valley now gone. Darkness and corruption of the world is to seep its way in. We are just about at that half hour. There are only 2 omens left. Roll for those. I got neither of them. Great news. So we are at 5 out of 12. But I'm going to put a pause on my timer so that we can take a quick break. Give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you got to do. We'll come back second half of this journey. See you soon, everyone. And welcome back. Where we left off, we had met and dealt with the first omen, the ghosts of our kin. Took a few moments, rest, recuperate, and to bury this guardian. Now, are you all taking a full rest, or are you pushing on your journey?
Lens wouldn't really need a rest. I don't know about you guys, but we only took like 3 guts, so
Yeah.
And how do I recover any of that damage?
Not without resting.
No, that
and
like
you might not
actual
even
rest and
recover
rest.
all of it.
Oh, okay. But
Um,
just like the little like short rest thing doesn't work.
you would have. It's uncertain whether or not you would regain all of it back.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Sounds like once this individual is buried, you're simply ready to move on.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't mind casting a spell with my brother's help, as it looks like things are going to get only more dangerous from here.
Yeah.
So Corlin is going to reach down to his side, and he's got like just a busted axe handle, and he's gonna just kind of clasp hands with Nori and try to cast Bind Weapon.
Alrighty then.
And it is the broken axe handle of their father's axe. So he's remembering every nick and mark and rune and everything on the axe, and he's casting the spell with his memory. So it's concerted
You don't have to
Arcana,
cast anything.
and
You don't have to roll anything to cast it.
It's the enhanced
He's
version.
he's
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
doing the enhanced
Yeah.
version.
Which
Never
I-
I'm
mind.
doing the enhanced version.
See,
believe
he's going
is
fancy.
I didn't hear you say you were casting it enhanced. Sorry.
Oh, right,
believe
right,
it's
right.
guts plus arcana.
I think it's
You
3
have to
guts and
sacrifice
then
guts.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, 5 guts plus arcana.
5
5.
guts.
Jeez,
Yep.
okay.
And then
You have to succeed on an Arcana roll.
right. And what do I get with that if Nori's helping me out? We're the level 6 bond.
+1 target number, I believe.
Okay.
What is
cool.
your arcana?
Arcana's 1, so
So target
I
number
got to
2.
roll under a 4.
Because your
Well-
arcana is 1, and then your... Oh, I'm so sorry. How much are you adding for the assistance? It's just 1, right? Because your bond is 1?
Well, Arcana, concerted, and
I believe it says that you don't add an approach.
Oh.
Performing spells and techniques.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing, which I could be.
Oh, I thought you always added an approach.
Uh,
Check 4. Sorry, bear with us for one moment. We are all learning this game.
Enhanced versions require skill check, and in many cases, a reduction of guts.
Yeah, and I think skill checks all require an approach.
I think the only time that that you wouldn't add the skill is if you're trying to learn a spell
I
or
think that
technique.
might
because
have been what I was looking at. I think you're right. So yeah,
Okay. So target number 4 then.
4, yeah.
Okay, here we go. I got a 3.
Nice.
So mark off your 5 guts.
That's a hefty cost to pay, but from somewhere, all the splinters that were once part of this broken axe handle all come from wherever it was last broken and form up into an axe, a fully functioning magical axe.
Jesus, +5.
Oh,
Yeah, this thing is nasty.
all right. Then, as you all pack your gear back up, after taking just a few moments to recuperate, we're once again on the road. Passing deeper and deeper into this mountainous expanse, getting higher and higher in elevation. For this leg of the journey, who would you say is in the lead?
Not Adelaide.
Uh,
Not after last time. She's being
Nori.
careful this time.
Nori will take point. He's not 100% sure where the next where the next omen is, so he's just kind of letting the world guide him where he needs to be.
Fair enough.
So let's see. Would that be creative? Observe, creative.
Creative observe, if that's how you'd like to lead.
Yeah, just kind of seeing where the wind takes us. Alright. Would you care to assist me, brother?
And Corlin will nod.
Keep me from going too far out of it. Alright, that is a 1 and a 3. No crit.
But still, definitely a success. Find yourselves sometimes just marching through crevices in the mountain. These cracks that your path barely fits through. Some of the larger of your number having to squeeze their way into these crevices, their armor scraping against the walls. The smaller
Who
of
you
you,
could be talking about?
the smaller of you, slipping through without too much trouble. By the time the sun is starting its descent, the cold mountain air has definitely started to hit you. Bundle up a little tighter just to keep yourself comfortable enough to keep going without any debilitations. You start to see marking. Some of them a language you recognize, some languages that you don't. Then you see carvings like statuettes pillars, long since weather worn, the wind having whipped through and done its best to carve away at all of it, but still there. Still years later, after your tribe first came through, after they first made their markings in place, still there. Get the feeling that you're following in the path in reverse. In this time of omens, this time of doom, it seems oddly appropriate. But you find a cavern. Massive structure buried just deep into the recesses of this mountain, with more of these drawings, more etchings, more statuettes, even old furniture that's nearly decayed with time, clay pots, vessels, still sitting near empty pools of water. Do any of you have anything you could use as a light source?
Does it sound like it?
You know,
I almost
would have been a
picked
good
lantern,
thing to have,
and I
considering the stars are falling out of the sky and less light and all, but didn't think of
Oh, I
it.
thought they'd be real close,
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
just be like scattered amongst the pathway really conveniently, almost like guiding
Right,
lights.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
thinking.
Would there happen to be any sort of branches that are nearby that we could make a makeshift torch in?
Steal it.
Oh. I mean,
Also thinking,
there'd definitely be root growth, yeah.
All right.
I was also willing
Perhaps-
to use my blessing of resolve, though.
Okay. How would you like
If you
to
want
use
to
it?
try that, but I'm willing to do something funky.
I like funky.
Because you know, in this moment, I think that there's a resolve to keep pushing forward, to not slow down, to keep going. And whatever the blessing of resolve would do, I think there's an intention to be able to see through and push through this darkness. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Nori, as you just kind of start like snapping off bits of root that are sticking out of the walls, wrapping cloth, and just everything down here is so damp that it's the odds of getting a torch lit are minute at best. But just looking up at Lens, this absolute determination, this knowing that you have to reach the end, you have no other option, and you just find this torch just absolutely just exploding to life in your hand, suddenly filling this part of the cavern with a warm glow. And you just barely see, with this light that you have, something standing at the center of this cavern room. It looks like a statue, standing a good 15-ish feet tall. It has two hands held out, I know English, as if to say, welcome. Looks more on the feminine side, although with the weather and the time that have had their way at this statue, it'd be a little hard to tell. It also looks lifeless, dull.
Same.
What would you all like to do?
What is the statue of? What is the statue of?
Looks kind of like a feminine figure, just holding hands out. Welcoming gesture.
Do I go hug it?
Certainly can if you'd like to.
We'll come up with better options, I think.
I will. I look at Reese, and just do you want to go up there?
I certainly can.
I don't know. Do you want to?
And it's the path forward. It seems to be the next step.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I reach my hand out. And I shake it. But I will cast inspiration
Ooh.
for you to get a +2 on your next skill check.
Nice. Amazing.
And then I just let go.
Reese.
And Reese, I will say, just squeezes Lenz's hand in that moment and then turns their attention to the statue and approaches.
You are minute figure compared to this looming individual. Would you say that Reese is a studied person?
I would.
And no role required.
Okay.
Get enough from the little bit of iconography that you can see that hasn't been destroyed by time and weather, and the pose of this figure and the general reverence that this place seemed to have been given, that this some kind of deity. Doesn't look like any that your tribe currently reveres or honors. It almost looks forgotten.
Do you think it's sinned?
I think Reese looks surprised when Len says that and says, I mean, it's possible, but I think it's more likely that its people are no longer around.
Both of those could be true. What say we do about it?
And Reese looks thoughtful and says, well, in part, I think that depends on which option it is. If it's sinned, we need to address the sin. If it's been forgotten, we need to remember.
I mean, I've heard that fathers sin. Do you want to do right? And he's saying this to everyone. Do we forgive them or destroy them?
I feel like in a world where we're supposed to be resolving omens, a more peaceful take on it might be helpful.
I agree.
Corlin puts the axe away onto a thing on his back to show that he also does not believe it should be destroyed.
What say you, Noreen?
Nori bows respectfully to the statue and offers a word of thanks for its welcome.
I think Lens reaches out their hands to, Reese and Adelaide and takes them.
And we'll kind of I'll kind of continue the circle on if Nori and Corlin want to join in.
Yeah, it takes Corlin a second, but he realizes what's going on, and he'll reach his.
Are we forming the circle around the statue, or okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And this seems to be a representative of one of the things that Corlin likes about this tribe he's found. It's how welcoming they are to people who are different.
I look around and what do you think you should say?
Presents the sins of fathers, then maybe there were fathers in the past who believed in this deity in the incorrect way. Maybe mistreated it, used it to garner their own needs rather than actually create a good and honorable community. So maybe something along the lines of almost pondering its meaning and giving it a new tone to it.
No longer does it represent the sins of the past, but a possible future.
Right one at that.
I feel like artistry.
Growth of the tribe.
I feel like artistry would fit very well with that.
Any of y'all artists?
Of course, feel free to disagree if you had another intention.
Just wondering.
Corlin is an artist, but only of the martial variety.
Does anybody have artistry?
Mm-mm.
No? Cool. Wow.
Could I rebuttal with an insight, because part of the insight is knowing how to comfort a grieving widow is one of the examples, so it kind of seems like
Ooh,
kind of trying to
good
understand
call.
Ooh,
the area that we're in.
absolutely.
Good deal.
All right.
Love that.
Could do that, and I think that's pretty creative. If it's
Yeah.
artistry, then it would be creative,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's still a 3.
Sure.
So gotta hope.
I mean, if we're looking for creative insight, Nori is very much inclined to just kind of open himself up to like the words of our forefathers, the words of our ancestors, and I'm rocking a 5 in that. If
Okay.
we want me to take point,
Well,
Actually,
you can
Uh,
choose what you want to do, so
Yeah.
it's all.
I would
Yeah.
accept multiple roles as well. Degrees of success
Okay.
do matter.
okay,
Well,
What
I
if
guess
you
we'll
both
both-
rolled then? Yeah. I mean, we're
Sounds
all
good.
holding hands together.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
all trying our
I'll
best.
throw. Is this still a thing that I can assist Nori with our bond, or as we are some of the newer members of the tribe, so we kind of represent the future of it.
I would say that for this, it's probably more on Nori and Adelaide and their personal beliefs and feelings. How powerful
Okay.
those are.
All right, sounds good.
So I did roll a 3, and a 3 is the number.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you can succeed with
with a
consequence,
consequence.
fail
or-
with opportunity, or sacrifice blood or guts.
Well, I think I'll succeed with a consequence for now. I have something that I'm thinking of, but I have to see what happens with Nori first, I think.
I got a 2, so a very comfortable success.
All right.
There he is.
That's a success with a consequence from Adelaide.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The lot of you are staring up at this statue as your companions start focusing. Well, I would actually leave it up to you. How would this look to everyone else? For the two of you.
Nori is, for the moment, head kind of tilted back, those mismatched eyes, half lidded, but very clearly not looking at anything, just kind of like 1,000-yard stare into the upper middle distance as he opens himself up to these spirits to find the words to say, to like let them communicate, and to communicate with them in turn.
And then should I go too?
Yeah? What does this look like?
Okay. I think this would be something along the lines of Adelaide looking very focused and trying to figure out the right words to say and the right situation to say them in. And she will eventually find those words, but I think after she kind of either fully comprehends them or maybe just a thought that crosses her mind afterwards, it almost just makes her sad or guilty. You can't really tell fully, but you can tell it's not as peaceful of a realization than it was for Nori.
Yeah, I think even trying to find the words, just searching yourself, you'd, thanks to Nori's assistance, who seems to be just open and out of it, words just start pouring into your mind in almost like a story of this woman who offered shelter, aid to these newcomers, who offered bounty, promise, future. They took it. They took it greedily. They took everything they could and took it for granted. And when the time came that they needed to uphold their end of the bargain, where they needed to defend this sacred place from the shadows that came, they fled. They chose to save themselves, taking what they could, and left this place to ruin. Now it could...
I think...
Oh, please go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think kind of realizing the depth of what it was. We all knew it was Sins of Fathers, but I feel like Adelaide will start to cry a little bit in this nice, like, she's in a circle with a bunch of people that she trusts wholeheartedly, and kind of thinking of this betrayal just is a little too much for her, I think.
Might just be the condensation, the dripping of the cave, but mimicking Adelaide, there are streaks of moisture running down the face of the statue.
Interesting.
I think if Adelaide saw that, I think she would break the circle and go to, like, kneel before the statue. Kind of as, like, a sign of, like, I understand and I'm sorry. From, like, the deepest part of her soul.
How tall is it?
10, 12 feet.
12 feet? Okay.
I should have hugged it.
Well, I was asking because I was like, that would be hugging their leg at my height. So, I think Len sees you do that, and looks at Reese.
And I think Reese looks at Lens and he doesn't say anything. He just walks over and reaches up to take one of the statue's hands and looks at Lens to do the same.
Lens to stand on his tippy toes, but tries his best.
It's a little high
Corlin
up
will-
there.
Corlin will give a boost.
Yeah.
Corlin
I-
will give a boost.
He would at least, still holding Reese's hand, reach up towards them. Yeah.
The night has progressed to the point where the sun is gone. The moon is out. A bright and beacon of a moon. Though it does seem a little more red than it should. The sky seems a little more active. Where stars normally sit and slowly glide across the sky, what's left of them seem agitated, fidgety. Like they could fall at any moment and they're simply waiting for the opportune time. But amidst all that, the moonlight does streak through cracks in the cavern, hitting the statue, hitting all of you, for just a brief moment where so much anger and resentment has sat to fester for years. A healing has begun. It's a start. It's enough. We can mark off the sins of our fathers. We did hit the next time checkpoints during that, and I did roll for it. We are up to 7 of 12 filled.
We got this. We got this.
Are you stopping here to rest for the evening, or are you pressing on through the...
Lens wants to keep going.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I-
haven't
I
taken
think
damage, but at the
Reese is
same
good
time,
with
I'm like,
going.
this is a lot for one day.
It's one evening, really.
Yeah, this is I haven't, you know, conquered the sins of my fathers in like my 26 years.
Well, good. Get
in
on
real
it.
life, so-
Yeah. So,
Well, go hug a statue and hold hands
Yeah.
with some strangers, I guess.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
yeah, I think
Bet.
where we kind of come to that, and the sins of our fathers now being resolved as we stand there, I think Lens just holds out his hand to Adelaide, who's kneeling.
She'll accept it, and like as she's kind of pulling up a little bit, she'll be sure to like give it a good extra squeeze. Kind
It's
of
cold.
like she doesn't say it, but almost like apologetically, like, sorry, I almost, you know, sacrificed your life earlier, kind of thing. But she'll take it very solemnly though, and let you help her up.
We have a leap to take.
Doesn't the cliff already count as the leap?
Mm,
Darn.
It
Okay.
is the
I think
leap
take it.
that we must.
That's true. We also didn't take the leap. We both kind of,
No.
let's see.
So, with the moonlight now guiding you, in addition to that bright torch that you've constructed, take a moment to survey the cave, finding a built-in stairway that runs partway stone, part root system, part carved out dirt path leads up out of the back of this chamber. Not just through the chamber, it leads up and up, 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 You get to the base of it and start staring. You see that this spirals high into this mountain, approaching, you would have to guess, the summit.
I grin. I think we should go.
Is this a literal leap? Do you
I think there's only one way to find out.
Okay. And start the ascent,
Look at
I
what we've
guess.
done so far. We can do this.
For the
Corlin
world.
will nod.
I
So,
guess even if we don't get to see it, then even if we save it, that's still something.
for this leg of the journey, the final leg, who would be in the lead?
I think Reese would take the lead. He
Right then.
feels that this is his responsibility.
So he's stepping up into the leadership position.
Reese, the moment you start taking those steps, one after the other, up this spiral staircase, it's not just the sounds of your footsteps echoing up this chamber, but a rhythmic tone, almost a song, and then a voice. Very soft at first. The higher you get, the more forceful it starts to get. It's in a language that none of you would understand. And while it initially might even sound sweet in its tone, you can tell that it's getting more and more aggressive. More that it doesn't want you here. More that it wants nothing more than to see you plummet. And Reese, how would you like to assist? Or sorry, how would you like to lead the others to this song?
Oh no, I take your wrist in this, and I will be assisting you, and you are inspired.
And I think with that, Reese is going to lean on a combination of creativity and charisma to continue to inspire morale among the others and to continue pushing forward and to remind them what we're here for and that the five of us together are more powerful than whatever force is trying to stop us. And that this is what we're meant to do.
Would you like to roll?
I'm gonna roll creative and charisma.
Ooh. Heck yeah.
+3.
Oh,
+3. That was my dice falling. That's fine. I don't need those for this. Perfect. So that would have been a five in total, and I rolled a 4.
Perfect.
excellent.
The just solid resolve that you're just exuding as the others fall in step behind you. You even start to pick up the pace a bit. This song becoming more discordant, more angry.
Corlin follows directly behind Reese. He's now he's now seen his place.
I just posted a song for all of you. That is the song that the stream is currently hearing. As you are now about a third of the way up, you hear a crack. Something massive and heavy starting to split down the middle. it's not the walls, it's not the floor, it's not the cavern below you. You look up and up, barely glancing out of the top of this massive spiral staircase, and see that beacon of light high in the sky, the moon, has a spider web of lines across it. And something pulls itself out and starts plummeting down that spiral staircase towards you. I'm going to put us into combat. If you would like to continue to move, you absolutely can. But first, before anything else, would anyone like to stand their ground?
Would anyone like to stand their ground? I would, yes.
So while the others continue their march, you just face this thing, a massive black-winged creature that just plummets down the spiral staircase. Plant your feet and just get ready. Anyone else?
I think Reese would effectively bring everyone to a halt because recognizing that Lens had stopped, he would stop moving as well.
Reese, you're also holding your ground. The staircase is wide enough that if any of you wanted to move past each other, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to meet this thing.
Continue marching up towards it.
Yeah, it's my duty to protect these people.
Okay.
And I've got the tools and the skills to do so.
Well, next is non-harmful actions. This thing is going to do a non-harmful action. It is going to plunge the world to darkness.
It's not harmful. I feel like
Consider
the
that
plants
fine.
wouldn't like that.
I'm feeling very hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a spell. That's not a non-harmful ability.
Got
Ignore me.
him.
Ignore me.
So now we're on
You
to
guys
harmful
have
abilities.
controlled it.
Any harmful abilities?
I don't think a dart can handle this thing.
But you can always try.
Yeah, something else for the techniques section. So
Is
I'm gonna
is
do that
technique
The
is
last
technique
thing.
done?
It's
Those
the
are
Those
the
are
last
thing
techniques
spells.
are after. Yeah.
In that case, I might do, and the techniques are just also automatically successful unless you want to do enhanced versions, right?
Yeah, but so is nobody
Okay,
attacking?
so I think I will. Yeah, I think I would also like to do a technique.
No harmful actions either. Okay. Now we move on to spells. Now it is going to plunge the world into darkness. Every bit of
Really
light
red.
streaking down from the moon, that little bit of light from your torch that's been helping to guide you, all of it just goes out. You will have a -2 to your TNs. Would any of you like to do any spells or techniques?
Technique.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I had to not do. I'm sorry. I had to do that. So I have a technique called Turn the Tide.
Ooh.
Where every action you take brings opportunity. That lasts for 10 REM or 3 TIC.
Mm-hmm.
If the skill check would have been a failure with opportunity, it becomes a pure success instead.
Okay.
And I'm not doing the enhanced version because that is No, I don't want to risk it right now. But it would last long. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to risk it right now. So, but in the future, bunch of opportunity.
What does REM mean?
Real.
I was gonna ask you that.
That's real time. So that's
10. Okay.
real
Yep.
experience minutes, and then it turns like so. It's saying it turns in combat.
Turns in
It's gonna
combat.
be
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. REM. I just
Or-
wasn't sure about.
That's for out of combat.
All right. You turn the tide.
Yeah.
So all of your skill checks. If anything that you fail, it would become opportunity. Would have been a failure with opportunity. It is a pure success instead. Alrighty then. What does this look like?
Okay.
I think. Well, technically, we're in darkness, so I don't know if anyone could see what it looks like anyway.
A torch.
Would the is this like magical darkness that like
Magical
torches
darkness.
snuff out?
Like the
So it
torch
looks
is
like
still.
darkness.
With my resolve.
It's still going. The torch is still there, but for the moment, light is just swallowed. Light does not exist.
So I think you guys don't see anything, but you kind of hear almost like this like artificial wind for a second that almost just seems to like just take over and brush right past. It would probably look really cool in real life, you know, like it would just my hair would be like flowing in the wind for a second and it's just like turning the tide. But, you know, darkness. So you just hear like a whoosh of wind. That's not dangerous sounding. It's kind of like a nice ocean breeze, just kind of. But yeah.
Alright. Orlin?
I am using a technique that also lasts for 3 turns in combat
Cool.
called Deadly Focus, where all of my damage is doubled.
Beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
Just sprinting
Nice.
up this
I'm
staircase.
Griffin.
You can hear some of your companions at least by your side, marching up with you. Just this extreme combat focus. Like you are going to face this creature that was just born from a crack in the moon. And you need all the help you can get.
Yeah, pretty much. So what they probably hear is like the sound of just like a palm gripping tightly across like a leather wrapped handle, and just one trolled exhale, and then he
Thanks.
starts moving up the stairs.
Nori.
Like he is too focused to let this darkness stop him.
Nori.
I mean, I stood my ground, so our...
Oh, you did stand your ground. That's right. So I think that's
Like, I'm-
everyone.
Yeah, like I know what I kind of want to do for next turn, but I didn't think we were there yet.
Just to make sure I didn't skip anyone, we had 3 stand your grounds and then 2 spells or abilities.
of wish I had it now, but
Well, the fact that you weren't all together means that it did do a technique instead of an attack, so if that helps.
no, but thank you for trying.
Well, that brings us to the next round, which starts off with any any stand your grounds. That's it. Everyone has continued their moving. With Reese, Snorri, and Lens being a little further back than Adelaide and Corlin. 3 of you, having that darkness just washed over you, realize that this thing is trying to separate. It wants you disorganized and in chaos. And you start marching up to rejoin your companions.
What a coincidence! I'm trying to separate it.
Gonna jump to harmful abilities.
Non-harmful.
Yeah.
Unharmful, thank you.
Oh right.
Is anyone doing anything non-harmful? I will say I don't stand my ground, but I'm not moving. The mechanical stand your ground, I am not doing.
Understood. Okay, nothing non-harmful. Harmful.
Actually, I think, no, I will say for non-harmful, I think what I'm, if this can count, I think I'm going to try to basically inspire our friend with the axe. And so I think what I would want to do is just call up to him and say, Corlin, you've got this. You were born to do this. You will defeat this being. I have all the faith in you.
This is creating an advantage.
Heck yeah.
What you do?
Like to roll.
I think I'm gonna roll creative and charisma.
What's your charisma?
And my charisma is 2 and my creative is 2, and I rolled a 2.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
So you get a +2 advantage.
Oof. This is gonna be brutal.
It
Yes,
actually
is.
just doesn't it just nullify? Right? Because of
It's basically to cancel out the
darkness.
darkness, yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that means it really
Yeah,
will.
Corlin's just gonna close his eyes at this point, just like, not gonna let his eyes fool him.
Yeah. I think that
Listen to the word.
brings us to harmful actions.
Okay. At the beginning of this day, I was given something called like a duty charm.
Yes.
The
Blessing of Duty.
I believe it is my duty to bring this thing down. I don't know what using that charm is, or
It is
but I'd
entirely
like to
up
throw
to
it
you.
as if
Made a torch.
right. I'd like to throw it at this thing as hard as I can. But yeah, I will swing an axe
Swing that axe.
concertedly with weaponry.
Weaponry. And it would be at -2, but
Okay.
+2 just cancels it out.
Okay, so concerted is 2, my weaponry is 3. What is the fact that my axe is +5? What does that do?
I believe that's +5 to your damage.
Yeah. So
Okay,
you
it doesn't affect the roll at all.
no.
Okay, cool. So gotta go under 5. Four.
That'll do it.
Okay.
That's total
So,
of
how do you calculate damage?
10 damage, because it was a TN5 with the +5 weapon.
Right, and then I doubled it.
Yeah, because of deadly
Then your
focus.
damage is doubled.
For 20. Beautiful.
Jesus.
Rude.
Just start swinging, burying that axe into this winged creature that lets out just a concordant screech. For a moment, causing
good.
all
Now I
of
know
you
where you're
have to
headed.
reel back. Almost this deafening sound. But it bleeds. Any other harmful actions?
May I perform the first technique, please?
Oh, I have a harmful action.
Oh, no. Okay.
The enemy creation is so much fun. Oh, I'm sorry. It does have blood defense, so it's going to take a little less than that, but still, a lot of damage.
It drops 2 less amount of blood from its gaping wound.
Little less blood.
Oh, geez.
It is going to wrap the wings around you, open its chest maw. With being this close, you're the only one that can kind of see this figure that almost looks angelic, but this jet black. There's no head. There's a vaguely humanoid torso, but it's just a maw that just opens and is going to try to snap around you. That is 3. That's a TN6. Yeah.
Roll high.
I don't think anyone stood their ground, so yeah, literally cannot fail. How much blood do you currently have?
14.
14. It does have more than you left. So it is going to...
What's your blood defense?
+1.
How does blood defense... Give me 1 second. Okay. Yep. The mouth does close around you, just bringing you in. Your hand still sticking out of it, the mouth holding the axe that's just buried into the body of this thing. If you are still in its maw come the next round, it is going to hurt a lot. But that's the end of the harmful actions. That brings us to spells and techniques.
Nothing is seen, but there's this wash and wave of cold from where you can only imagine Lens is this bone-chilling cold that kind of wafts forward and reaches this creature, and I'm going to bind its magic and make it completely incapable of performing any spells or techniques for 3 turns in combat.
Ooh. Brutal. Just
Yeah.
focusing on the darkness where this thing is, and it is all consuming. It is hitting your mind like a ton of bricks. It's like trying to hold a lion down just with your bare hands, and you're keeping it contained, but it is fighting every second. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a technique.
I
Oh, go ahead.
also have a technique.
Go ahead.
I would like to go for an enhanced uncanny.
So you're cutting out. I didn't
I
catch any of that.
see.
Uncanny
I would
Alarm.
like to go, enhanced. So I see my brother getting on after swinging his axe. I flash back to a moment in the past where something very similar happened, and I will do anything to prevent history from repeating itself. So I rack my, and I'm going for a careful focus in this.
You're cutting out a lot.
Yeah,
so
I
I-
didn't catch any of that.
should we have Adelaide do that, or?
Yeah, we'll come back to Nori.
Did that do anything for it?
Oh, that's a little better. Yeah.
Okay. So I
What did you roll?
I see my. It was a 1 followed by a 1. Can you crit on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so I want to know the enhanced version of this lets me know what action can help improve the current situation.
I mean, removing your brother from this thing's mouth would be great, but the one action more important than anything else is solving the omen.
Solving the element. Okay.
Yeah, just go.
All right.
Adelaide.
Um, I have another technique called Only One Who Knows, which allows me to either have everybody know or nobody know an action that I do. I am going to use this almost as kind of a like beacon in this darkness. I'm going to have it so that everyone knows what I'm doing. And did you say we're at -2 or we're at -2 for all spell checks now?
-2 to
Okay.
any TNs.
Anything. Okay. I'm gonna try it anyway because it's almost the end of the. It's almost the end. So, I am going to try to upcast it so it lasts for 3 spell checks or skill checks instead of just 1. So I can kind of act as a beacon if anyone needs to re-center on each other since it's trying to separate us.
Absolutely.
So 3 guts, and then that would be below a 3 for a focus. I rolled exactly a 3, so that technically with my other thing counts as a pure success. And then also, does that mean I still get an opportunity added onto that? So is there anything that you think would be appropriate for this, or should I come up with that?
I would be happy to let you just like skip your way up if your intent is to continue going up as fast as you can while you're doing this. If not, I'd be happy to let you target someone and they would get to rise out of turn.
Ooh. Well, I think I need to let either the person inside the mouth of the maw or his brother have an action right now. Do something else. So, actually, does Corlin still have a potential hold on his axe in
100%,
the
yeah.
maw's mouth?
I don't think anything short of death, and even that might not be able to separate them.
Right. So, Corlin, do you have anything else you'd like to do right now?
I'd like to hit it with an axe.
Well,
It's a
you
good
could
one.
do risk reduction or risk redirection.
So it does have to be success with a... hold on. It specifies saying that I definitely remember and didn't just forget, even though I just looked at it.
What are you trying to find?
Risk reduction, such as de-escalating tension in the negotiations.
The ability
Risk
that
reduction.
Adelaide used the first round?
Okay, you use Turn the Tide, which
Turn the tide,
means
that's
that
it.
all of your skill checks have opportunity. If it would have been a failure with opportunity, it becomes a pure success instead.
So, yeah, it has to be with a failure with an opportunity instead of a success with consequence.
Well, but
And
you
then-
gain opportunity. So,
Yeah.
But that, So it would turn into a success, and then also
It becomes a
create
success
an
with an
opportunity.
opportunity instead of a
Yes.
failure with an opportunity. Yeah.
yeah, I was just listing some of the benefits that come with opportunity.
Oh! I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because you could use risk reduction to assist him give that opportunity. He's in the mouth of a creature.
Yeah. I mean, if you would like to give Corlin an attack, you can absolutely do so.
Figured if he has a hold of the axe literally inside of its body, it might be kind of good to see if he can get out just by swinging it around in there. So.
I think killing this thing would reduce a whole lot of risk. So like, I'm gonna do that.
I would say so.
Okay. let's do this.
I
Fine.
believe you're also back down to the -2 TN.
Okay, so my thing from
Your 5
Reese
becomes a
doesn't still
3.
affect.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. All right. Boo. Okay, so that is 4, unfortunately.
Yeah. You
Can
can
I
set.
sacrifice a point of bond to let you reroll
Please
that?
do.
For what, a reroll or
Yep.
just
The reroll.
Yeah.
okay? Okay, that is a 2.
That's a
There we
success.
Okay.
Brotherly bond.
That's 8 damage right now. Reduced down to
Yeah.
6.
But on the
Oh
inside,
yeah, it's because it's
does it
yeah, it's
does it do anything different that it's on the inside? Does he have armor reduction on the inside too, or
Well,
damage reduction?
The axe is still stuck on the outside. His arm is just through holding onto it.
I was thinking he was okay. I was thinking opposite, like his arm was in the. He could just swing it around inside the.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
So-
it's
16 points of damage, right?
yeah.
Deadly focus.
Deadly focus is still
What?
there.
I'm so sorry. I can't. Who? There's a lot of static coming from somebody. I can't really focus. Okay, thank you.
All right. So
Not sure I
Yeah.
like this headset.
right. So yeah, it's 3 plus the 5, and then doubled is 16. And not for nothing. And I'm sorry to keep bringing this up. Like, what can one do with this this duty charm?
It's 100% up to you what it does.
Okay. I have an idea. See if you guys like this. You guys have to go up and end this thing. And this thing's in your way, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to, like, swing out, kick off the wall, and push me and this thing off the stairs.
So at the moment, the only part of you that's outside of its mouth is your arm, holding onto the axe. But
Gotcha.
if you would like, I would say that you could just wait for the moment where you feel something solid, and just shove.
Okay. And if things don't look better by the time that happens, that's probably what I'm going to do.
I will consider that an absolute success, spending your blessing of duty, the duty to protect your friends and family and this place. And this thing that had been reeling back, getting ready to just encompass you in those jet black wings, is suddenly just pushed to the side. It has to try to flap to regain balance. And it is going to give you a turn to simply advance. Now you're approaching about halfway up the spiral staircase as we jump into round 3. Would anyone like to stand their ground? Okay. Corlin, you did not escape its maw by the start of this
I
round.
did not.
You are taking 9 blood damage.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
non-harmful action?
Yes. Methinks. Actually, no, I don't. I don't know what I. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Non-harmful action. I don't think I really have a great way. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. It's really hard for me to listen to static.
Yeah, sorry, Mally, I had to mute you. Just let me know if you need to say anything. Um, yes, Nori, did you non-harmful action?
All right. So you mentioned I have this blessing of the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to tap into that, and this thing has been using darkness offensively. It's been showing us how terrifying and how fucking deadly the darkness can be, how it can bring chaos and destruction. I would like to instead kind of turn that around and show that yes, that shadow can be comforting as well. It can be soft and soothing, and I don't know like mechanically how it would play out, but I would like to utilize this to um utilizing this blessing of the shadow, which uh, currently I imagine that Corlin is dealing with a lot of, to uh, assist him in some way, be it protecting him, be it healing, be it something.
How would you feel about using your blessing to counteract the engulfing darkness and dispel it?
I like that.
Right? That rune that had been painted onto you just shatters, letting off this beacon of light that immediately fills this spiral chamber. And once again, you can all see. I think that brings us down to harmful actions.
Now that I can see, I might swing my axe at this thing again.
Absolutely.
Am I still inside it?
You are still in its mouth.
Right. Might as well just swing for the fences, man.
I think you're back to up to a TN5.
That's correct. Let's see here. I'm gonna try this guy here. Okay, that is a 5.
Spend some blood or some guts.
Sure. We'll spend some blood. Why not?
Yeah. Spend that blood.
Right. And then I'll hit it for 20 more points of damage.
Down to 18.
Incredible.
How long does that?
I've got
That lasts for
one
3
more of
rounds.
those swing.
Yeah, for one more round.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
I've got one more round of that because I got to use an extra attack out of turn.
It is going to take a harmful action onto. I believe Reese and Adelaide would probably be the highest up at the moment.
Probably.
So we're gonna go. Which one of you wants high and which one of you wants low? There's the result. I'm gonna show it to you as soon as you pick, so you know that I haven't changed it. I think you're muted. I think you're muted.
Huh. Hi. I was gonna say I'll go low.
Low?
Just for.
You can
I'm
take
so
it. Yep.
sorry.
That is a 6.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Reese,
That's okay.
we're gonna go with the talons. I don't think anyone held their ground, so I think it's just at a 6. Which, short of rolling double 6s, do you have any blood defense?
Nope.
Then that is just
Oh,
going to be 9 blood damage.
what did you want?
I'm not at a great number. I don't know how much everyone's gonna hate me for this, but well, I'll wait till we get to the techniques.
Sure.
But I have something I would like to do.
We are up to spells and techniques.
I'm to take a harmful action.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually going to as well.
Yeah.
By all means.
Oh wait, no. You
Wait.
know what?
Whale of this thing.
Actually, Adelaide, why don't you go before me? Yeah.
I am not gonna do that much, but I want to try to see. I have darts,
Mhm.
and is Corlin still in its mouth?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any way that I can like try to aim it so it kind of like hits part of its like jaw or lip area to kind of see if it'll almost like react in pain and like release him a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hopeful, but you know, and it is only +1 for damage, I think. +1 blood damage each. So would I just roll? Can I try to see if I can roll coordination with that instead of weaponry? Because it's kind of like an aiming.
Technically, it should fall under non-harmful actions because you're more trying to like help and assist your friend rather than like dealing damage. But
Gotcha.
it's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're fine.
I figured using a weapon would. Yeah. Okay. So I'll do coordination
Yeah.
and I guess careful, which is
I think
a
that's-
gamble.
Yep.
but-
I mean, speaking of gamble, you do have the blessing of the gambler.
I'm like, I was 2 seconds away from saying that, and then I was like, maybe I should wait until we get to the top. But, considering I rolled a 4 and I only had a 2, I might need to do that and take the gamble by, I don't know. Is that something where I would be able to almost inject, or not inject, but like almost like have something on the tip of the dart that would almost like relax its muscles somehow?
I
I don't know.
mechanically am happy to spend your blessing, give
Mhm.
this action be a critical success,
Okay.
and give the next action that's used against this creature a critical success.
Where the gamble comes in. Okay. But also somebody would get an opportunity in the meantime, because I also have the other thing going
Mhm.
for another round after this.
Mhm.
Okay. But then I need to do something that'll make sure that people are kind of out of range a little bit more.
You can spend that opportunity to let one of your companions traverse up the staircase. Or-
Would I be able to let Reese do that? Is he grappled right now, or is he?
Reese just got raked by talons. It tried to pull him off and make him fall, but wasn't quite successful.
Okay. Okay. So so critical success, use my gambling blessing, and allow Reese to continue up out of harm's way. And I know he's probably thinking, I know he's been talking about having a spell that will be really helpful, so
Yeah.
kind of giving him that opportunity.
Berlin, if you would like to try to escape next round, you would be automatically successful in doing so.
It's tempting.
Well, Lens, did you have a harmful action?
I'm so sorry. The static is really difficult for me to focus through, but like I said in chat, I'm gonna be taking the move.
Okay. You can right-click Mally in chat and mute.
I'll do that.
All right. Any spells or abilities? No, you want to.
I'm so I do.
Do it.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Go
Yeah,
next.
I'm going to use Defy the Fates, and I am going to rewind time by 1 hour.
Time Mage finally shows up. Love
I
it.
can't stay awake that long, but
And so I think what the plan is in using that spell is to get everyone prepared for what is about to happen and get us actually into a good configuration where we can fight this thing.
the most important thing is that there's no regular version of Defy the Fates, so you have to roll
Yep.
still and see.
Yeah.
Still have to roll. Yep. So we're gonna
What's-
see. We're gonna see.
Is this... I don't feel like this is careful. I could see concerted or creative.
I'm gonna go with concerted
That
and
makes sense to me.
focus.
Concerted focus.
And I am going to succeed because I rolled a 4. And that would be a 5.
That does cost 7 guts.
Yep.
All right.
I will
Gonna-
spend those.
Put a pause on the music for a moment as you are all just ripped from time, pulled from this timeline, no matter where who knows what may have happened, and brought back to that moment before you had started your journey, while you were still resting under the statue. For the sake of the time of the stream, you have some time to prepare, staring at those steps, knowing that it's coming down. Is there anything that you would all like to do in preparation?
Just for a quick question, does that mean that we have everything back again that we had an hour ago?
Yep.
So like
You
all spells
retain
And we have
that.
you have the mem.
everything.
You keep
Yep.
the current stats inventory in memory.
Which includes blood and guts,
If you took damage, you still have taken that.
which means we.
Oh.
But the creature hasn't.
Creature is back to full.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to attack the moon first.
Well, being that
That's a
you
pretty high jump.
being that you have an idea that this thing is coming, that you can start with a mad dash, and that you can use that blessing of the shadows to counter its engulfing darkness, and just sprint your way. We're going to jump forward as it tries to claw at you, overshoots you, not expecting you to simply dart past its initial encounter, putting you all over halfway up this thing before we jump into the next round of combat. Lens, you did want to move, which
Oh yeah.
would put you about 3/4 of the way up, a considerable
Well, I
distance
even-
above the others.
I even wanted to, because I think I can move even further than that if I roll for it, right?
Sure.
I'm just checking 5 heights. Right.
If you'd like to roll athletics, if it's not in the rules, we're gonna make it part of the rules.
I know. It is. I just lost track. What is this? This is harmful. Okay. Harmful, not harmful. Okay, here it is. It says, Yeah, move far. If the hero isn't being attacked or targeted, they can move up to 5 additional heights. Oh, but I'm not being targeted, so I can just.
I mean, it's certainly trying to target you, yes, and certainly trying to attack you.
Is it within 2 heights of me?
Yes, very much so. It can fly. It basically takes up the entire central column.
Well, then I have to roll.
Go for it.
So, but is this okay?
I would
I
call
hope
this
helps me.
concerted
Well-
athletics.
No, thank you. It says coordination.
Okay.
Sorry, it says otherwise you must succeed with a skill check, for example, with acrobatics or coordination.
Sure.
um, I would, and I'm so sorry. I don't. That sounded very rude of me.
No, you're fine.
Okay. um, and I'm actually saying calm, I'll be safe, and I'm following the situation despite the fact I think time just changed.
I've very much changed.
I'm carefully, and also say coordination and careful is what they list for kind of stealth. So I'm kind of trying to move my way, avoid the gaze using the darkness.
Sure.
I'm coordinated around this. Now, I must ask, in preparation, knowing that it has darkness, would I have been able to bind magic earlier so we don't have darkness?
Yeah, I would say that that initial assault, you all kind of just expended your weaponry and did your best to counter its ability.
Alright, so that's gonna be careful, coordination, and I succeed, I think.
Beautiful.
Yes, I do.
That puts
2
you
on.
very near the top.
Thank you for humoring me.
No problem. So, that brings us to anyone that would like to hold your ground. Non-harmful abilities.
I've actually got an idea.
Yeah?
Again. Corlin is very strong. I'd like to see if I can grab a couple of people and then just hustle.
Okay. I don't think you would need to roll for that.
Okay.
I would actually put that at the move.
Okay. I had no idea if I could just
So,
like.
yeah, moving far is individual, and then,
Okay.
Non-harmful actions, I think it includes grappling somebody.
If your intent is to just grab people and just all of you book it, yeah, it would be easy.
Yeah, just like giving other people essentially free movement.
Heck
That's my
yeah.
plan.
Any other non-harmful actions?
Are we able to do anything if we're kind of being like grabbed and brought up the stairs though?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Honestly, I almost imagine myself like trying to I don't know. I can't really. I feel like I would basically just imagine myself kind of shouting, kind of like, I don't know, just I'm thinking almost just trying to like motivate people because I'm literally just, if I'm just like tucked under an arm and like going up, I think I'm just like shouting and being like, come on guys, we did this last time, like almost just words of opportunity, I guess, and see if that helps anything. Kind of an assistance of like a surge of power, I guess. If that counts.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think
and I roll for that.
I don't think you would need to.
Okay.
I think you were just simply inspiring. You're so close to the end. I think that would naturally be very inspiring. Any other non-harmful actions? Harmful actions. I have one.
Good.
We're gonna go try to
I-
swallow Lens.
Well, that's rude. I am very far, and I succeeded on my coordination. Am I even in range?
It takes up the entire central column. Its
Oh, me.
wings are much larger than any of you.
Okay, just say it.
Oh, I
I
know.
succeeded against it.
You bought all of your friends a lot of time by being at the top. I just needed to see if I could get double ones, which I couldn't. But it is going to just use the wings, flap them down once, and just shoot itself up. And then use them as like anchors in the stonework, pulling itself up to Lens, that body opening, and just closing down around you.
I have a blood defense.
It doesn't do any damage yet.
Well, I thought this was harmful actions, though.
It is. If you don't escape by the end of the round, you will take damage at the end of every single round. Spells and abilities.
Wait, how long does the bind magic last?
3 rounds?
Okay.
The thing is, with the time turning, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But it took a harmful, so I mean, it's not doing techniques, so.
No spells or abilities.
Mally's got one.
Oh! Yeah, go for it.
I am. We had like a rest when we were at the statue, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, I thought I had heard the words rest when we were.
You had a
Talking about
few
that.
moments of respite, but not like an actual 5-minute rest.
Okay, then that changes things. I was under the impression that we had gotten a rest, so I gotten a chance to replenish flow motion. Damn.
There is. We're at 11 out of 12.
Then I am going to. Instead, I am also going to move far.
So no spells or abilities.
Nope, the one that I thought I had, I don't have a use of.
So movements. Orlin is moving. Adelaide is being pulled. Nori is moving. Reese is moving. Lens.
Reese is moving.
I'd like to move out. Out of the mouth, please.
Have you done
I haven't
anything?
taken
You haven't done anything.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
waiting to move, then you gobbled me up.
Acrobatics.
I guess if you want.
I would take athletics. I don't think you have any points in
Waiting
athletics.
for anything that's above 0.
Physique would definitely work.
Waiting for anything above 0.
Your acrobatics is a 0?
I'm coordination. Yeah.
Sure, let's go coordination, just to give you more of a chance.
Okay, but is this like intense mental and physical duress that I'm working myself through by trying to get myself out of this?
You're being swallowed, so
I think this requires a lot of focus.
focus coordination, yeah.
I will use focus, please.
Or sorry, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the pursuit. This would have to be a physical skill.
I'll just take coordination then.
Coordination.
Carefully,
Careful. Okay.
I'm very carefully trying to coordinate myself outside of this beak.
Absolutely.
1.
Can we get a crit?
Please, Lord, I'm about to fall asleep IRL. Don't make me die in this game. No crit, but I did succeed.
But you did succeed. It opens its mouth just a moment to turn to look at your companions, and you just slip out. Enough of you have reached the top, that you are now standing at the summit of this mountain. This creature is still using the tips of its wings to bring its way up immediately behind you. And there you stand, the moon immensely close, far closer than it should be. What would you like to do? We are out of combat for the moment.
At Reese, was it?
Nice.
And let's see. What's the enhanced version to that do?
Well,
Target 3 beings. Fuck it. I'm gonna spend guts. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna clasp hands with Reese, with Corlin, and fuck, who else wants it?
Through other people too.
just take it to Adelaide.
The clasping hands is more thematic than anything.
Okay, yeah, I would take
Plus
some
two.
inspiration. Inspire me.
Alright. We have come far, friends. Let us not fail now. And
All that's left is a leap. Must take.
I towards the moon.
alright, so that is a 2 under
That should do it.
4, so yeah.
Yep.
So all 3 of y'all get a +2 to your next TN.
Lens, you just take a step up. And it's not solid anything that you're stepping on, but you start rising.
I try to like jump up and just go forward and I kind of bring my hand out, follow me.
I look down to Reese and I nod towards the edge of the gap, and if he goes, I'll
And
follow.
I think before Reese follows Lens, I would like to burn my Blessing of the Heart, and use that to give everyone the confidence they need to take this leap, all 5 of us together.
Absolutely. Even as this creature reaches the top, reels back with that wing to rake down onto you and just stops. Sits back, the wings still folded out, and just watches. Any of you not taking the leap?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
One.
I think Adelaide will obviously be hesitant, but she'll still go.
And Reese would reach out his hand to her and just say, "We can do this."
She'll take a second and she'll nod and be like, okay. And go.
As one, you all take the leap. Your bodies pulled gently until you raise and raise and raise into the sky. The mountain below you shrinks. The moon still fully encompasses the statue of the woman who still holds her hands out to you. Less in welcome, more in gratitude. that valley deep below at the base of the mountain, although it is no longer this paradise, this sanctuary. The guardian there, for just a moment, barely see, looks up at you, hefts the blade in a salute, fades. All around you, stars that have fallen, that have crashed into mountains, that have destroyed cities, that have cut rivers in half, that have splashed into the ocean, all start to shake and rise alongside you. Music starts to play again. Hearing the cheers, feeling the intoxicating feelings of that last alcoholic drink, the rush of your last dance, the hugs, the cheers, the embraces, the tearful goodbyes. Hear and feel all of it again. I'm going to go down the line. We'll start in the same order we did introductions. Adelaide. If Adelaide were to become a constellation, what would she look like?
Oh gosh. I think why did I have to go first?
We can come back
Oh,
to you if you'd
no.
like.
Yeah, if someone else has a better idea,
Lens?
go ahead.
I think Lens would be a telescope.
Stars rise next to you and elongate that long symbol of the explorer, of the traveler. Orlin?
Corlin would probably be a warrior very much like himself, facing off against a horrible dragon.
The stars aligning themselves into a vicious beast, towering over this valiant defender. Its sword shining brighter than any of the stars around.
Just locked in the battle. He never got to finish.
Nori.
Once again, a reclining figure, much like what we saw when the camera first went over Nori. Just someone in repose, tossing an object. Toss, catch.
Relaxed figure. Stars gently cascade themselves. Form around you. Reese.
I think Reese would take the form of an hourglass with the time almost sifting through, the stars even moving as the constellations progress over the skies.
Even as time progresses, as different phases of the moon pass by, the stars shift along with them. At some points, the hourglass is nearly empty. At other times, entirely full. Adelaide.
I think she would take the shape of a wave, of kind of how she turned the tide, but also just a rush of relief within herself as well for having been able to ensure that everyone else doesn't have to face a fate that we all were worried would come.
Washing over you, splashing down, and then taking their place in the sky. Stars lift back up. Floats that inky blackness above everything, where you can watch out for your friends, your family, your clan, for generations, years, for forever. That is where we are going to bring our game to a close. We very nearly lost a character, but thanks to some time magic, we didn't. Thank you all for being here. You've been a lovely cast. Thank you everyone for stopping by to cheer us on, to hang out with us. We literally can't do this without you, so from the bottom of my heart and everyone at the Lost Caravan, we heckin' love you. All right, let's throw on something a little more heroic here. And I'm going to give the cast one more time, or one chance to tell you who they are, and if you're working on anything people can check out where they can find it. We start to my immediate right with Neptune. Not last this time.
This has also happened every stream. I'm Neptune at Neptune MYS over on Twitter. You'll see me at the very end of this year over here on this channel. But otherwise, I'm simply a ghost, now part of the stars. That is me.
Heck yeah. Down to Luke.
Hey, this is Luke. I've been Corlin. You can find me at Corvus underscore Duskwalker on Discord. I don't think I have any other games scheduled this month, but I don't have anything to post myself. But I do have my girlfriend's Etsy shop, the Leshy Happy Leshy Trading. Should be being posted in the chat soon, I think. I've got a couple things right here that she just
Very
made.
pretty. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful pieces.
Yep.
So,
So excellent
go check it
Christmas
out.
gifts.
100%. All right, that brings us over to Mally.
Well, I'm Mally. I've been playing Nori. I can be found on various socials at Black, or sometimes just Mally. Pretty simple to find me. I also don't have anything to plug, but I do have Luke's girlfriend, so
Hey, give her back.
Go check her out.
Yeah,
No,
100%.
she not only does she make amazing pieces that Luke is currently showing off, but I have quite a few pieces of my Ren Fair kit and just assorted other jewelry that she has made as well.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, go give her all the love.
All right, over to JD.
Hi, I'm JD. You can find me on all socials at JD, not Jason Dean. Easiest way to find what I'm doing. But in the next week, I'll be over with Live from the Apocalypse several times for Fetch Quest and Class Reunion Winter Break, both D&D games. And I'll also be with Tales from the Table on every Monday, for the SCP Foundation game, A Crumbling Foundation. And for Live from the Apocalypse, we're going to have some excitement in the coming weeks because we're currently accepting player applications for the 12 Days of Hazmas. So if you have not checked that out, there are some absolutely incredible things being run in the last 2 weeks of December. So check out that Twitter at Live from the APOC, find the Discord, find anything, and get your applications in because it's going to be a fun time.
Heck yeah. And then up to Lonnie.
I am Lonnie or Looney Shaws. I will keep it short because I know I had a long list earlier. But basically, next week, where you can find me is I am here for the 5th for Fabula Ultima, finally. Really excited for that. And on the 8th, I am in a Blades in the Dark campaign for High Shelf Collectives, the first of 2 weeks of their their holiday winter charity event. So that's where you'll find me next week. Everything else, you'll just have to find out when you watch other streams that I'm in. And also always feel free to hit me up on the Lost Caravan Discord because I am on there a lot more now because I'm a mod. So
Yeah.
I will always be present and try to respond to as many messages as I can. So
Whenever I'm not bugging the crap out of her for mod things.
it's a great bugging. It's awesome.
We talked
I
about
like being
merch
involved.
recently.
Yeah?
So good. But yeah, I'm Andrew, your games master for the evening and for most evenings around here. But if you do want to roll some dice with us in the future, you can join our Discord. Link is down below. The aforementioned Discord, it's where we all hang out. And if you want to roll some dice with us on stream for January, that casting call should be coming out very soon in the next week or so, I believe. And fill it out. Come hang out. We love new people. Even if you don't know how to play the games we play, we love teaching. Like this game, we were all brand new, and it was still a blast.
Didn't stop me.
But our friends over at the Lollygaggers are currently live, so I'm gonna throw right over to them. Before I do, as always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.